In 1999, an archaeological team that had climbed to a summit more than 6,700 meters high in the Andes of South America made a startling discovery. In the harsh climate, thin air, and winds loaded with ice and snow, every step was a struggle. What began as a routine expedition turned into an extraordinary find when deep within the ice near the summit, they encountered something wholly unexpected. Behind a rock wall, in a space concealed by ice and snow, sat a young girl. Her posture was serene, her hands resting on her knees, her head slightly bowed as if she had merely fallen asleep. Even the most experienced archaeologists held their breath at that moment. Centuries seemed to stand still. The scene was so surreal that it was difficult to distinguish reality from illusion. Upon closer examination, the team noticed remarkable features. Her skin remained soft, her braids neat and glossy, and she was dressed in exquisite textiles and ornaments. The fabrics were vividly colored, decorated with intricate patterns, and demonstrated exceptional craftsmanship. Most striking were the green stains around her lips, remnants of coca leaves. Her body showed no signs of decay. Instead, it retained an astonishing sense of lifelikeness, as though time itself had been frozen in the cold, high-altitude air. The archaeologists understood that this was not a random discovery, but a fragment of history preserved deep within the ice. After the girl was carefully transported to a laboratory, researchers conducted systematic tests. The results revealed that before her death, she had been well fed. Remains of maize and meat fibers were found in her stomach. Her hair contained high levels of coca, and traces of alcohol were detected in her body. This evidence suggests that she was given a special diet during the final stage of her life. Even more astonishing, her blood had partially survived in the low-temperature environment, and her skin remained elastic. Imaging scans revealed no obvious external injuries or signs of struggle on her bones, indicating that her death was likely peaceful. All of this points to an ancient ritual. To understand the significance of the girl's remains, scientists compared the findings with historical records. In the Inca Empire, there existed a ritual known as capacocha. This ceremony was often performed during major catastrophes or transitions of royal power. The chosen children usually came from families of high status. They were cared for over a period of time, receiving abundant food and fine clothing, before being taken into the mountains as offerings to the gods, prayers for the safety of the nation. The girl's feathered headdress, vicuña wool shawl, and accompanying ceramics and ornaments closely match this tradition. In such extreme conditions, coca leaves and maize beer played an important role. Coca helped alleviate altitude sickness, allowing the body to endure oxygen deprivation, while alcohol dulled consciousness, reducing fear and pain. Research showed that the girl consumed large quantities of these substances in the weeks before her death, likely ensuring the ritual proceeded smoothly. In a gradually numb state, she was placed on a stone platform and ultimately succumbed to the icy, thin-aired environment. This discovery not only revealed the reality of ancient religious practices, but also provided rare scientific data. The girl's remains were exceptionally preserved due to the cold, dry conditions at high altitude, and her lungs retained distinct pathological traces. Researchers also identified bacterial strains in her body associated with tuberculosis, offering valuable clues for studying the transmission of disease in the pre-Columbian era. The textiles, jewelry, and ceramics she wore form a miniature portrait of Inca civilization, illustrating the beliefs and daily life of people who lived 500 years ago. However, such discoveries also spark controversy. Some indigenous groups believe that publicly displaying these remains disrespects their ancestors, as these children were considered messengers to the gods. The archaeological community and museums must balance scientific value with cultural respect. In response to these concerns, some remains are now kept in carefully controlled climate displays and shown only under special conditions to preserve dignity and reverence. Today, the girl rests quietly in a museum. Her closed eyes and peaceful posture seem to capture the moment she awaited the call of the gods. Her existence, bridging centuries, serves as a link between past and present. On one hand, she is an archaeological marvel, allowing modern people to connect intimately with a long-lost civilization. On the other, she embodies profound reflections on faith, sacrifice, and cultural identity.